you doing, Jahmai Mashack?
I'm doing great.
Are you
honestly.
okay? Vegas hasn't treated you as poorly as us.
Nah, man, because I've been in the hotel, man. I've been trying to win these games, man, so it's been great.
All right, take us through, let's start at the beginning, right? How does a kid from California end up in Tennessee?
Man, no, that's a great question. It's a question I get a lot. First and foremost, it was probably the biggest thing was my faith. They were really active on letting me speak my faith and really using my platform to inspire others, especially a lot of kids that grew up watching me when they were younger, you know what I mean? And as I'm going through my college career, just kind of being more of a role model and, put them in the right path, and that was big for me. But the main thing for me is, as a Cali kid, you kind of get this rep that you're like soft. And growing up, you see a lot of Cali kids go to the SEC, and they end up coming back after a year or two. And I'm like, you know what, man, like, I want to go to the SEC, but not only do I want to go there, but I want to be known as one of the toughest kids there. And for a Cali kid to go there and, be a defensive guy, to be able to be a guy that is feared by a lot of guys on the offensive end, that was a big deal for me, so that was why I went.
All right, how about playing your entire career out at Tennessee, which is a massive rarity now in collegiate basketball, right? Like we obviously have the Memphis team in town, and we've got a new roster like virtually every year. I saw a kid that played there, Alex Lomax. I saw him a couple weeks ago, and I was like, you were like the last guy I remember playing 4 years at Memphis, and you might be the last one ever that plays 4 years. Same goes with you, right? At Tennessee, you had different teammates every year, so just explain to me how Jahmai Mashack not only chose Tennessee, but then ends up being a 4-year player at a school when that is so rare in college basketball now.
Man, no, it's definitely interesting. You have friends, you have different family members that are like looking at the stats and like, man, you should leave, go to another place, you'll have more opportunity to do this and that. The biggest thing for me is I wanted to win. That was my biggest thing. Whether I was a role player that was just playing defense, whether I was, it was a time our point guard got hurt, I had to play point in March Madness. It was a time where I had to guard freaking Zach Edey in the post. Like, I'm playing 1 through 5. That's the type of stuff. They know I'm a fighter, and I've always been a fighter. And if I move somewhere, I go somewhere just because stuff is getting hard, or just because I'm getting new teammates and I got to become a leader and appeal to different personalities. I know how to do that, man. I've always been a guy that's wanted to be a leader. I feel like I've always had those leadership qualities, and I feel like I've always meshed well with different personalities. So that's why, the community was also another big reason why I stayed. I pour a lot into the community, whether that was, feeding families, whether that was, going out to different food drives that I raised. Anything that I can do to help Knoxville was a big deal for me. So leaving that, it was just... You
ended up feeling like a bigger connection than just being a basketball player there.
Exactly.
I got you. He's speaking your language, Tony.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Right? Not leaving when things get tough.
Staying committed.
Staying committed.
And just having that mindset to, I'm going to definitely get in the community.
Yep.
And uplifting, and I like that about you, bro. So
what about the hanging your hat on the defensive end? Where does that come from?
That's a good question, Chris. That's a good question.
It's rare now.
No, absolutely. It definitely is, man. And, a lot of guys, kind of pick up defense because their coach is like, man, we need somebody who needs to play defense. You want to be tough. Man, defense ever since I can remember, 11, 12 years old. And one thing my dad told me is, if you want to get to the NBA, if you want to leave an impact, if you're a competitor like you say you are, you're going to be one of the best defenders on the court every time you step on there. He said, you're not going to disrespect the game. You're not going to take it for granted. This is not a right. It's a privilege. So go out there and compete every day. Right. As an 11, 12-year-old, I was watching Kevin Durant highlights thinking I was going to be 7 foot tall and dribbling. But my dad was like, you're not. You're not. But you could also be a very complete player going this route. You know what I mean? If you look at guys like Kawhi Leonard, you look at guys like Paul George, Shai Gilgeous, they came into the league as defenders. Guys that you may not give you as much offensively, but they're real lockdown defenders. They're going to play hard. Choosing that route as an offensive game, it's easier to come around when you're in the NBA than doing it vice versa. You know what I mean? If you tell an offensive player that's been playing offense all their life to be a shutdown defender, it's hard to do.
They're going to struggle. They definitely going to struggle.
So your dad was a basketball player. Mom was a track star, right?
Right.
What kind of basketball player was Dad?
My dad was a post-up guy. He was a guy that was in the post, man, and 6'6", really long arms, 7-foot wingspan. But he was a guy that was going to kill you in the post. He played at LMU for all 4 years. He's a Hall of Famer over there. Played in the summer league, went overseas and stuff like that. But he was a post-up guy.
Gotcha. Did you feel like as the finals plays out and you're watching like Indiana and Oklahoma City, that you're like, this is kind of going my way, right? Everybody's talking about these versatile defenders, optionality, somebody to guard out there. You see all the turnovers Oklahoma City is creating, and it feels like all of a sudden the guys like you are all of a sudden getting the stocks going up a little bit because it's like, you know what, man? This kid can defend. This kid can guard multiple positions, fight through screens, do a lot of that stuff that we saw the Thunder doing, being so successful.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that because, I think on the media fan base level, it's gotten more popular, but every winning franchise has always known that defenders like that and guys that, like I said, I don't look at myself as just a defender. I look at myself as a winner, and making winning plays, defense goes along with that. Offensively being able to fit holes, it all commingles, and which is why, people are surprised the way I'm playing just, right now, because I came in as a guy that was a defender with zero offense, but they don't realize that, man, I'm playing a role, man. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I do in the background, working on my game, that given the opportunity like Memphis has given me, especially in the summer league, being able to play point guard, being able to play different positions, I've been able to flourish a lot with that, and it's been helping.
When were you fine being a role player, right? That's the hardest transition for everybody. And we were talking on the show last week. I said, I think this kid's got a leg up on people because he's already been a role player, right? Like, Don Connect gets to take the shots, and Chaz Lanier gets to take the shots. Right? You're already used to not being the guy every single night, and it's a hard transition for the guys that were taking 17, 20 shots a game in college, and now they're told, hey, man, guard your position, go stand in the corner, figure out how to be good taking 6 shots, right?
run these sprints. You gotta figure while that ball is going up, you're not shooting, so somebody shooting. That's a sprint.
Right.
And so, and to have that energy, and you gotta be, in shape, you gotta be fit and take care of your body. And that's all I'm gonna say moving forward with your career, because you speak well, your mind is in the right place, you're a piece to a puzzle, and you ain't trying to go above and beyond what you come to do.
Absolutely.
This is what y'all want me to do. I'm gonna fill that void. Absolutely. And I'm gonna do it with pride. I'm gonna do it 110%, and I like that about you even now, man. I didn't know you played point guard.
So it's a lot of stuff that a lot of people didn't know about me. Especially, going at Tennessee, because the role was a little limited. But it's just funny that you say like a role player, and I've always thought about it a little bit different, which is probably why I play so hard in the roles that I do play. I always think of myself as a star player because I'm doing stuff that guys don't want to do. I'm making winning plays. The whole goal of this game is to win basketball games. I think of Alex Caruso, he's a star player to me. Drew Holiday is a star player to me.
Yes, indeed.
TA is a star player to me. You know
First
what I mean?
team.
Yeah.
But no, it's unique, man, because I think, I don't know how it happened, but the media kind of like, all right, you're a role player, and then this is the star player, the guy that's scoring a lot of points. They don't realize the guy that's rebounding, the guy that's passing, the guy that's defending, the guy that's making those winning plays.
Deflections.
They're making an impact on both ends, and to me, those are the star players as far as, making winning impact on both ends.
You mentioned Edey in passing. All the Tennessee fans that live in Memphis were like, oh, hell no. When we took Zach Edey, you can't stand him, right? Because of that game. They think that he got more bogus calls than any player ever in the NCAA tournament against you guys. You talked about how you had to guard him. So what was it like when you get drafted, come here, Edey's here, and the first time you saw Edey as now a member of the Memphis Grizzlies?
Man, it was funny because he was actually one of the first people to follow me on Instagram. So I'm like, all right, man, I can't be too mad. But when I first saw him, I instantly got into like a competitive mode. I'm like, nah. You know what I mean? It was hurting. But nah, he's a real cool guy, man. He welcomed me in really fast, and I can't do nothing but respect him in his game.
Yeah, that's great. All right, what do you like off the court?
Man, Honestly, I'm a 2K guy, so everything is pretty much basketball for me, man.
Yeah.
I try to go out with friends when I can. You know, I'm a big family guy. Like I said, pointing the community is important, but 2K, I'm on the game, you know, a lot. So yeah.
Good?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, you're good at the game. Like, do you stream?
Yeah. Nah, I need to start doing that though. I'm gonna start when I kind of get more of a rhythm with the NBA.
So video game guy is what you like to do off the court.
Absolutely.
Who were you a fan of before the Grizzlies drafted you?
Man,
you're a California kid.
Yeah, I was not a Laker fan.
Good.
I was not a Laker fan. But I was
Coward was.
Yeah, no, that wasn't for me, man. But I was growing up really young. I was a big OKC fan with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, which is why I know so much about, Tony Allen and Memphis, because every time as a fan, I'm like, bruh, please don't have us match up with Memphis in the playoffs. And every time it happens, every time, man. So, no, they were, I just love the energy of somebody like Russell Westbrook, the passion that he played with. As I grew up and I got a little bit older, I really started to love Kawhi Leonard's game. And being from California, Kawhi Leonard and Jrue Holiday, those are guys, especially defensively, that I look at a lot as well. And probably as I got to high school, Jrue Holiday started to become like my favorite player to really watch and really look at his game. Those are, with him and Derek White, man, those guys, man, I feel like there was no role that they couldn't fit into if the team required it to be. And that's kind of where I feel like I'm going, man.
Right. You want to be valuable.
Exactly.
Last two things. Take us through draft night. I mean, are you going, oh, no, I'm not getting drafted? I mean, the last pick of the draft, unbelievable.
I know. It was crazy, man. It was crazy because before that, a lot of people that don't really know the ins and outs of basketball is like, Jahmai's not going to get drafted. He doesn't do enough offensively. He can't do that. It's so funny. As I got to these draft workouts and I started working out for different teams, and I got the feedback. They're like, man, you're a lot better offensively than I thought. And that was why it was big for me that I don't find myself as a limit player. I don't like using the word ceiling for a player like me because, one, I didn't get the reps as much in college. So getting the reps now is doing nothing but helping me. And I think going into the draft, that was a big, green flag for a lot of teams. And especially with Memphis, they saw that in me. So it was I didn't know what was going to happen until probably 3 or 4 picks, like, right before. So me and my parents, are preparing, all right, if you do go undrafted, what's the move? What's going to happen? And then, my agent, we're kind of going through it. And, man, when I was sitting there and because I watch the draft every year. When I was sitting there and they said my name, it didn't feel like it was real, it at all. It didn't feel like it was real. For it to be the last pick, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be great now. It's gonna happen.
I'm gonna be great.
It's gonna happen. I was the last pick in the draft. It happens for a reason. So I was definitely excited with that.
How many teams you worked out with in that process?
I have 14 workouts.
14 workouts?
14 workouts. It was crazy.
You saw the politics in that, and how many people were duck workouts. They found out you in there.
Oh man, come on now. I'm already knowing. It's like, I'm not going today.
I hated that.
I'm like, come on, bro. Let's be honest, man. I get it, bro. I get it, man. It's a little bit of fear, but I can smell that on the court too. So.
All right, last thing. 10?
Yeah.
10 fouls? Mm-hmm. You used them all in Salt Lake City.
Oh man, what? hey, look. So
we laughed so hard.
Bro,
you became the 7th player to ever foul out of a summer league.
And I said I wanted to make history here, and I did. I'm a part of the great list. DeMarcus Cousins on that list.
DeMarcus Cousins on that list.
See, look, I'm a part of a great list of players, man. You gonna tell me I got 10 fouls? I'm not gonna use it like I got 5. I'm gonna use 10 if I got 10.
I'm glad you made that like he made it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm out here competing, bro. At the end of the day, bro.
Hey,
if they give me 10, I'm using 10.
If it means I can win that game, give me all 10.
Stamp.
I'm good.
I'm rolling. I'm rolling.
Jahmai Mashack, we're so glad you're here. Thanks for coming by, man.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, we're going to take a quick break.